next gen stats, analytics-driven stat thing. Top deep passers of 2020. Now, a deep pass is that has gone 20 or plus yards in the air. Baker Mayfield is ranked 6th, and Baker has a 5-2 touchdown to interception ratio, and he completed almost 50% of his balls that traveled at least 20 yards in the air. Now, number 1, Daniel Jones. 2 is Derek Carr. 3 is Kyler Murray. 4, Aaron Rodgers. 5, Deshaun Watson. And 6, Baker Mayfield. So he is among the tops in the league throwing the ball downfield.
When you said number 1, Daniel Jones, I thought, do you want to be on this list? Is this a plus to be on this list? Because here, I think, is a complicating factor about stuff like that. So, on our Gotta Watch the Tape podcast with Ellis Williams and Scott Pasco and I talking about this stuff, we did a lot of conversating. Is that a word? We had talked a lot last year about after Odell Beckham Jr. got hurt, defenses, I think, played the Browns differently. So, like when you have Odell, you're worried about the deep threat, so you try to kind of take away the deep threat, which might open some stuff for other guys for your tight end, for your run game. But I almost think like Odell is their best deep threat, but everybody knows that, which almost discourages deep threats, if that makes sense. Once you lose Odell, it's like there's nobody you're worried about deep. So then like a couple times, Daniel or Donovan Peoples-Jones gets deep, and it's like, man, good throw by Baker, nice catch by him. Who would have thought that? Well, the defense didn't think it. The defense was worried about Nick Chubb. So like Daniel Jones, does that mean Daniel Jones is the best deep thrower? No, it means that no defense is worried about him throwing deep. So they let him throw deep, so then he completes some of this stuff, right? So there's a push and pull that I'm very intrigued. When you get Odell back in the offense, it opens everybody else up. But I'm curious to see how the Browns execute the deep game, because then teams are ready for it. So they have to find a way to do it. They have to use Odell in that way. But Odell's presence alone creates opportunity for others and almost puts the defense on edge to guard against it. So I'm taking that stat with a grain of salt, because I think once Odell's on the field, I'm curious about Baker Odell deep balls, because that's going to make the difference. And I just don't think they're going to get to the Super Bowl probably throwing deep to DPJ.
What about, Schwartz? I mean, Anthony Schwartz is a guy that, it's intriguing. And you and I have talked a little bit about him. They didn't target him a lot downfield. It was get the ball in his hands and see if he can make something happen running the football, on short passes.
Yeah, he was much more a bubble screen guy at Auburn. Again, you can find film where he's open deep and Bo Nix, the Auburn quarterback, misses him. So, the receiver can only do so much. If the ball's not on target, you're not going to have a deep completion. I think it's like a wrinkle, right? I think it's you get Anthony Schwartz in the game and you take a shot. I don't know. You take 10 shots a year in 17 games to Anthony Schwartz. It's hard. All this stuff, too, when you have such a successful running game. And I do think like Baker Mayfield can be efficient in that kind of thing. But when you have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, you don't want to risk getting off schedule sometimes. If you're running the ball well, you're throwing some nice short stuff to the tight ends, or you're hitting Jarvis over the middle. It's like if you try a deep ball on 2nd and 7 and you miss it, well, now it's 3rd down. Or you try a deep ball on 1st and 10 when you're moving the ball, you miss it, now you're off schedule. I don't know that the Browns are that offense. I think the Browns are a roll down the field efficiently, working everybody. So I almost think sometimes they don't need to take deep shots. Now I'm going to contradict myself. But on the other hand, like, let's get to Buffalo and Kansas City in the playoffs. And I think that's how you get over the top against teams like that. But I don't know that you need a ton of that to beat Cincinnati and Detroit and guys like that in the regular season.